Niche.com recently rated Richardson, Texas as number 14 out of 229 cities as the best to live in America. While there's many great things about living in Richardson, there's also a couple of cons, and I'd like to go through those with you today. I'm Susan Casson with the Casson Realty team, and full disclosure, I live in Richardson. I've lived here for 23 years. I was actually born here. So I'm gonna tell you all about living in Richardson, the pros and cons, and let's get started. I would say the first pro about living in Richardson and what brings a lot of people here is its access to Dallas, the downtown Dallas area. We are considered what's called a first ring suburbs, the first suburb right outside of Dallas. It's about 15 minutes to downtown if you're driving by car. We're also a DART city, so we have light rail that takes you from Richardson to downtown. There's several stops, and also what will be opening in the next year or so is what's called the DART Silver Line, and that's going to take people from Richardson to Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, which is going to be a huge win for our city and just a great way to travel to DFW. The second pro about living in Richardson is definitely the education levels. Richardson focuses on education, and we have two different school districts that service the Richardson residents. It's Plano ISD and Richardson ISD. Both of them have had very high accolades and are highly ranked in the state of Texas. As far as higher education, Richardson is proud to have the University of Texas at Dallas right in our own city. This is a great addition to our city because it attracts so many different businesses, high-tech businesses, and students from all around the world, which improves our diversity. Richardson is one of the most diverse cities in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we can all attribute that to having such a strong university system in our own town. Okay, the third best thing about living in Richardson, it's probably my own personal favorite, it's just a family-friendly city. Whenever I'm showing houses in Richardson, a lot of my buyers comment about how old-fashioned the neighborhoods seem to be. You can still see kids playing outside, riding bikes around the neighborhood. The city of Richardson is committed to bringing trails and parks to all of the neighborhoods in the city. They also have lots of festivals. We have festivals all year round. Nationwide, we're known for our Cottonwood Arts Festival. We have twice a year. The Wildflower Music Festival is every May, and everybody loves that. And then we also have other festivals throughout the year, but those are two of the ones that are the most popular for our city, as well as other adjoining cities always attend. Not every city's perfect, and I know it's hard for me to talk about because I love the city of Richardson, but every city has a couple of little flaws. And I would say that the number one flaw that I see in Richardson is that there's just not a lot of housing. It's a smaller city. We have just a little bit over 100,000 population. There's not as much housing, and it's already built out. And so it's very expensive if you want to build newer construction. It's hard to find newer construction. And so it's just going to be hard for a person that wants to live in Richardson. It could be hard for them to find a property because it is so limited. As a realtor with over 16 years experience, and primarily focusing in Richardson, I have seen that it can be very difficult to find a house in Richardson. Sometimes we're getting into multiple offers, and it's just very limited because so many people want to live here. The second con about living in Richardson is that it's just smaller, so we don't get a lot of the bigger box retailers that will go to bigger cities because they attract more people. Even though it's smaller, so we'll get less traffic, but we won't get some of the big stores that you might need to go to, like a big Target or a Costco or Sam's or something like that. We can go to the next town for that, but we don't have those here in our city mostly. As a resident of Richardson for over 23 years, we just get used to it because it's worth living in this smaller town where I might not be able to go to a big box, but then I'll also be able to go to like a smaller restaurant that's more family owned or a family owned boutique, but I just don't have those big box kind of stores that you might want to go to every weekend. The third con of living in a town like Richardson with it's older, and that brings on the charm and the reason why people want to live here, but that can bring on some extra cost because we're kind of at an age where we need a little bit of facelift. There's a lot of infrastructure, aging infrastructure, cast iron sewer lines. Everybody wants to live here because of all the beautiful old trees and landscaping, the established neighborhoods, but those also come with a cost of having to keep up with that type of infrastructure. I would say that's the biggest con. So to have the beauty and the charm that you're looking for that can cost, there's a price to pay for everything. To live in a town that has all of the charm that you want, it can be a little bit expensive. Richardson is such a great place to live. There's tons of charm, lots of trails and parks and festivals. It's just a wonderful place to raise a family. However, it's not for everybody. And so just know what you're kind of getting into, because you might love the big trees and the charm, but if you're not someone that wants to spend the weekends working in your yard, that might not be the place for you. We might need to put you downtown Dallas somewhere, or somewhere with more urban environment. Please share this video with anyone that you know that's looking to live in Richardson. And again, I'm Susan Casson with Casson Realty Team. I would love to work with you. Please like or subscribe to my channel, and please again share this video.